y'all. I don't know about you. Hold on, turn my light on. I don't know about you, but I have had one of those days where it's time to settle down, just relax from a busy, busy day, and let's just do some crafting. Let's just let our minds wander while we're doing things and just have a good time together. I am ready. I have been waiting for y'all. So I'm hoping that this is a really good time. Hey Dana, I hope it's a good time for everybody to just sit down, take a deep breath, and let's do some crafting. Hey Peggy, she's already on there this afternoon. So I've been shopping. I've got a lot of crafts to do. I've got them all lined up. Paula's coming in soon. Yay! I'm looking so forward to her being here. And so I'm going to use her while I can. She'll be here for a very short time. But while she's here, I've just got already stuff lined up. So I hope y'all join us and have a good time with us. For today, of course, I had to go to the dollar store. Can't live a day without the dollar store. I know one of these days I'm going to miss it and their stock is just going to drop because I didn't make it that day. Are y'all that way too? Oh my goodness. But I've bought a sign. Happy Valentine's Day. And honestly, y'all, the only reason that I bought this was because of this little thing. It comes off. I've already taken it off. I think that I'm going to redo it and use it for a wreath. Can y'all see that in the middle of the wreath with just different words? We'll use the back. So we're going to take this Valentine and we're going to add pictures to it. Now, our scripture for today is one of my mom's favorites. So Peggy, I'm going to read this for you. And when I'm thinking about doing this for Valentine's Day, I'm going to add a picture of my husband and I. We've gone through almost 40 Valentines together. And so I'm going to put a picture of now and a picture of 40 years ago. Can you believe that? I'm that old. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so I was just sitting here thinking about all the things that we've been through, some good, some very stressful, but the Lord has blessed us so much. And so I just want to go in today, and our scripture today comes from Ecclesiastes. Of course, it's 3, and it is 1 through, we're going to go through 11 tonight, okay? So there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. And that also can be like our children. It's time for our children to be born. It's time for family members to die. Just all of God's plans. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. And that doesn't mean you can kill anybody. That means it's time to stop. Stop what you're doing and start getting over it. Just forgive and forget. That's what that means. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Boy, is that now or not. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. Now, it normally stops right there, but the Lord impressed on my heart tonight that this scripture keeps on going. So we're going to do a few more. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. So let's just spend our time crafting today, just thinking about the times that we've gone through, all the wonderful stories that we can tell. And when you get older, the kids go, oh, I don't want to hear that story anymore. But then, you know, from right now, I could just hear my grandfather telling me silly stories and thinking, I don't know where he's going with this. But you know, when you get older, you would just love to just hear one more of those silly stories again. So, we're going to start out, we're going to paint this. Now, you know, I'm a rustic kind of girl. And so we're going to do something new that I've never done, but I saw a lady do it and I thought it was pretty cool. And she used a marker and outlined what she was doing with brown to kind of antique it a little bit. Well, I think that I'm going to use shoe polish. Why not? Let's try it. I'm telling you, you know, sometimes I'm just flying by the seat of my britches. So we're just going to see what it looks like. We're going to put, boy, this thing is taking up a lot of paint. So bear with me. We're just going to paint this thing. I probably should have painted it before so you didn't have to watch paint dry. But we've got other things that we're going to do while this is drying. So this is going to be pretty good. My daughter was over this weekend and handed me a bunch of pictures and said, can I have these? So today I said, well, no, but you can go to Walmart and have them print them for you. And I said, I will be glad to print some off for you. So I've spent today looking at old pictures. What time I wasn't giving Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree all my money. Do y'all do Dollar Tree as much as I do? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Okay, while it's still dry, I'm going to put in a little bit of white on here just to kind of give it maybe a 3D look. Kind of give it, it's always easier to undo it first before you use it. Just to kind of give it a little effect of, like so. Can y'all see this? Okay. All right. So it's going to look really crazy at first. So y'all just stick with me. I did get a little more white, but that's okay because I'm going to go over it with some more red because I've touched it and I need to redo it. So we're just going to smear it. Kind of go over it a little bit, kind of thin it out. Like so. I don't like anything to really look ideal or so I'm going to go over it a little bit more with some more red. And some of it's going to be covered up, some of it's not. So we're just going to have to play with where we put everything and kind of go from there. But as you can see, it's starting to just kind of come to life a little bit. So we're just going to go over that white a little bit. It's going to end up being a little more pinky, but it's also going to have a little bit of depth here. And there's no place for me to touch, so I'll have to keep going over where I touched it. A little bit more red. And I have a heater going on, so we're going to put this in front of the heater in just a minute and let it dry while we do some more stuff. So we don't usually do a whole lot for Valentine's Day. My husband's birthday is today. And so we normally just kind of everybody get together for that instead of Valentine's Day. But this year, now, if you saw the fence that I put on my living room floor, wall, this is where this one is going to go. If you didn't, y'all look up there at some of them, and you will see a crazy thing I had in my mind, and my husband just curled up his nose at it because he didn't think it was going to look good. But I have to tell you, it looked good. Okay, so let me show you. So see, that gave it just a little bit of depth. For some reason I think I got a little darker all of a sudden. Let's see here. It's a new light. Our lights have gone crazy lately. Here we go. And you can see it just gives it a little bit of depth. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down here at the heater, let it dry. Now, my next thing, my next Dollar Tree find was a bunch of hearts. This one says welcome, like so. And it had 5 of them, but I took one of them. One of them came off. See? Okay. Now, I'm going to use 2 of these. And I am going to get the best I can. The glue usually comes off really easy, which is a good thing. That's what's good about cheaply made products, is that you can take them apart really easy. So that's a good thing. Now, I did not get this at Dollar Tree. I went to, of course, the Hobby Lobby. And this is just scrapbook paper, but can you see the roses on there? I thought that was really cute to put on these hearts. So we're going to draw around these, and we're going to cut out 2 of them. If I can find my pen. Tell me I didn't lose my pen. Well, I know where a bunch of those are, so hold on just a second. Okay, I hate when somebody does that, but here I am doing it too. So we're going to turn it over, make sure we got it in the right corner, and we're just going to cut out a couple of hearts. And this is scalloped all the way around. I don't really care if it is or not. I just want the heart because I'm going to cover up a lot of it, okay? Okay, here we go. Excuse me. All right, let's cut this out. And I don't think I need this paint, so I'm going to put it down here before I end up getting it all over me, because you know I am the messy one. Okay. Now, I thought of this earlier, and we're going to see if it's going to work. I'm going to try wax paper on this. So let me show you what I'm going to do. And I just drew on the back because I may not need this other one. So we're just going to see. So, got this little heart cut out. And it is the same size as the one that I copied, right? Okay. So, I am going to fold it in half. No. Let's get the wax paper out first. Okay. I think that turned out really cute, how it just landed in the right spot. Of course, my pictures are going to cover them up anyway, but I just like to have that hint of decoration there. Is this going to show up? Yeah. So I'm going through the wax and scoring the wax because it's not going to mark on there, but it will score it. Okay, so you're wondering what I'm doing with it, right? And it is time for new scissors. Okay. Now, because I want the picture to be inside, a little bit smaller than the heart that I'm cutting out right now, I'm going to fold the wax paper in half, like so. And I hope this works, y'all. It worked in my brain when I started to do it. Okay. And then I'm just gonna, so I folded it in half. Let's say a prayer this works, okay? And then I'm just gonna cut it down some. I'm gonna cut about the same amount all the way around because I want to try to keep that same shape of the heart so that it matches with the heart that I cut out. So, do it this way so you can see. So see, it's going to be the same thing. But what does this help me do? Well, glad you asked. What this is going to help me do is to grab one of my pictures, which I have a picture of us when we were young. And I'm going to lay that wax paper right over the picture. Can you see the difference? Okay, and that gives me an idea of how I can cut this out and what it's going to look like when I put it on the heart. Instead of just putting the heart on top of it and just hoping that I cut it out cute or in the right spot and all of that. Now I have a way of looking at it first before I cut it out, okay? All right, so we're going to try this. And now I'm going to take my pen and now I'm going to go around the photo. And I'm going to do it kind of quickly, and when I get ready to cut it, I can kind of fix it up a little bit. Okay, so see, there's my marks. So now we know what it's going to look like inside the little heart. I'm going to hold on to this because I have two to do, and I may want to cut that one a little smaller, so I'll do the same thing on that one too, okay? All right. So I'm cutting inside where I just marked because I don't want that pin to show up. And it's not going to be perfect, but who and what is perfect nowadays, right? Right. What time of life are you in today? Are you in an easy time of your life? Can you just relax? Or are you full-blown go, go, go part of your life? But you know what? No matter what you're in right now, it's going to change really quickly. Okay. So now, see, it's going to show up just like that. Now, I'm not going to leave that. I'm going to put that, we're going to glue this on here so that my picture has this background. Okay? All right, so let's do that. Get out the trusty Mod Podge. And there's my extra brush, and we're just going to Mod Podge it on there really good. And this is another thing that I'm doing the back side because I'm not a glitter girl, and we're not keeping the glitter, but I am going to use quite a bit of Mod Podge. One thing is the picture frame, the picture can handle it. It's a photo, so it can handle it. It's not thin. If it was like a thin piece of tissue or something like that, then I would be easier with it, but I'm not easy. Not easy at all today. I'm going to put this one on. And then I'm putting the photo in the middle. And I'll show you. Can y'all see? Most importantly, can you see this? I would appreciate it if you would let your friends and family, if you like our crafts, please do let your friend and family see what you watch on Facebook. And if you enjoy my crafts, please go up and hit the follow and the bell or thumbs up so that you don't miss anything. I am on Facebook. I'm on Rumble now. And of course we're on YouTube. So there you go. Can you see that? With the little roses, just give it a little extra color that we're gonna put behind that thing, behind the heart behind it. Okay, so we're gonna work with heart number 2, and I think I will cut another one out so that they match. Who's to me to not match, right? Now, when I get through with it, if it is, I don't think it's a little too big, but if it was a little big, you can hit it a few times with sandpaper, kind of even out your paper. But this looks like it's getting it really good. And you're not seeing the scallops, but I don't care. Okay. Keep losing my stuff. And I hope my heart is just about dry because it is getting hot in here. Okay, so we have got a lot of Mod Podge here. A little bit too much probably, but it's okay. Okay, so while that's sitting, we're going to look at this other picture of us old. So we're going to get our wax paper, which I just got some Mod Podge on. I'm telling you, I got it everywhere. Okay, so I can lay it on here, and this one is just too big, it's just too small. See how the wax paper comes down? So I'm going to cut it even smaller. As long as we don't lose our heads in this and you can still see our heads, I think we'll be fine. I'm going to put this one down here in the heat too. Okay, so I'm going to cut about the same amount. I don't know if y'all have ever used the wax paper. That's something that I thought of myself, but it really seems to do a good job, and I see me doing this more often, using the wax paper. Well, yeah, it's going to really cut our faces close, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about it. I went to Walmart and had them print them for us. And it's really hard to get the size and know what size you want. But I'm glad I didn't want it to be bigger. We'll cut a little bit of the camera off, but that's okay. Okay, so as you can see, there's not much background or anything like that left on there. It probably would have been easier had I had a smaller picture, but it's okay because I like this. And I'm the one that counts, right? Do go back and look at my my fence. I'll put this on that fence and I'll show you. You just don't know how things look sometimes if you don't have that mindset. You have to try it. And my husband really turned up his nose when I told him what I was going to do. But it turned out awesome. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a headboard out of old boards too. So just let your imagination go wild when it comes to crafting. I got new bedroom furniture, but I did not get a new bed. And now I wished I had, but I'll make another one. We'll just make one. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here to dry. Let's get this other one. Okay, so we've got our picture again, our heart. And I want to make this really pop. And that was one reason that I had the light color on the inside, because I wanted it to pop. So we're going to really do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put one here, like so, and then one here like that. Can you see this? I'm going to put young one, old one. Okay? But since I want it to pop, I'm going to glue this one down using my glue gun. I'm going to glue this one to the board, and I'm going to use a bunch of glue because this one has been painted, and sometimes it just likes to take the paint up when you glue it like this. So lots of glue. Get back on there, and I'm going to put it right up here, and let's just hold it for just a second. And we'll just let it sit. We're not in a hurry on anything, so we can just sit back and kind of enjoy what we're doing. And that hot, I can feel that hot glue through this heart. So, okay, so next what I'm gonna do, before I put this one on, I have a saying that we always say, right here. When we even first started being serious, I would say, I love you too much. And I have a silhouette cameo. Now, if you've got a Cricut, you can do that. Or there's so many different little sayings right now that you could more than likely just find your own. But I have gotten this one. Honestly, it looks like I took too much sticky off the transfer, because the transfer can be tricky sometimes. Okay, so we're just going to pull this off. And before we put down our other picture, I want room to be able to move around on this one. So let's just see what we can do here. I did take way too much sticky off my transfer. We may have to get another one. We'll just see. The more sticky you can get off, the easier it is to work with, but sometimes it's just too much to take it off. So instead of getting, you can buy a rag that takes the sticky off of your transfer. But I use my jeans. I just pull it off and stick it down to my jeans. So here we go, and I'm going to put it right up here, close to the top. We're going to put this on here and see. Oh yeah, that's going to look cute right there. So I need to make sure that I have it level. And we're going to press it on there. I did not see a whole lot of Valentine stuff anywhere today, y'all, honestly. The Dollar Tree is all about, what's it called, in March? St. Peter's Day? No, not St. Peter's Day. What's it called? With all the green. Brain dead, okay? Everything was green there, and I know they're just waiting to get room to put the Easter stuff out. So we're kind of in between right now. Now, I want to put this one right here. So what I'm going to do now, I angled this one a little bit, and it's a little more than what I wished I had done, but that's okay. It won't matter because this one's going on top. And what I'm going to do with these is I got these little 1/2-inch squares, and I'm going to give it a little dimension and pick it up a little bit. St. Patrick's! Thank you! St. Patrick's Day! Oh my gosh, sometimes, y'all, sometimes the brain just doesn't want to kick in. So everything was green. St. Patrick's Day everywhere. And I don't really do St. Patrick's Day. I guess if I didn't have Easter to really decorate. But I like to just get busy and do that. Okay, so we're going to put it right here. And I'm going to put one more right here to give it some dimension. See my little squares. Now Jenga blocks work really good. Dollar Tree, you know, you can get a ton of Jenga blocks. And that works really good too. I really started to raise the bottom one up a little bit more, but it made it too high and I didn't like it being too high. So I'm going to put this one right here. And I'm going to put it so that it's even. So you see I've got both pictures on the same thing. Now, I really would like to have something right here, but I don't want to overpower it. And I just like the idea of the old and the new and all the different seasons we've gone through. And I love you too much. So what do y'all think? Do you like it? Do you love it? I hope you do. If you're watching this on replay, please do #replay so that I know that you watched us. If you have any comments, please be sure and do that down below. I'm just so happy to be able to spend some time with y'all. You know, I just love you so much, and I just look forward to just spending time and sitting there and just having some time with y'all. So, I will see you later on, and remember, love one another. Bye.